right, fellas, back again. Oh yeah, we've got a little adventure today. We're gonna do something a little different. That's what we've been doing. We've been doing a lot of different. By the way, let me know how you've been liking the channel so far. We did some throwback Thursdays. We've done some stuff from back in the day. We did little hunting videos. We've done some giveaway videos. We've done all kind of cool stuff. But today's video is all about scouting Lake Okeechobee. That's right. We're going to scout Lake Okeechobee for some good bass fishing spots for the upcoming FLW tournament. And we're going to take you guys on a tour of Lake Okeechobee in the airboat. So it's going to be a real beautiful shot. We're going to have the drone out today. We're going to be skating through the marsh. It's a beautiful, beautiful lake right here on Lake Okeechobee. And we're going to show you what that lake looks like, because it's the most unique lake in the world. There's not another lake like it. We're going to take the airboat out today. I can sit up a little high in the seats. Got Brandon along. We even brought a couple fishing rods. We'll see if we can't find a bass or two out there. But here's what we're going to do. We're basically going to ride the back marsh. Now, I could take my bass boat back in there, but it takes a lot more time to sit there and go back and forth through the marsh, getting stuck and whatever. When I can take the airboat, I can sit up high, look down the water, and I can get a good feeling of what is good for fishing, okay? That's what I'm trying to find, areas, not spots, but just areas back in the marsh. We had a lot of hurricane water come in, the lake went up, so some of these fish are gonna be way back in the marsh. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's get this thing in the water. All right, all out in there is marsh. The main lake is over that way. We're back into an area right here. There's bass boats that can get back in. These trails are made by bass boats, but we're able to cover water pretty quick and do some scouting. It's going to be a beautiful little trip too. You're going to get to see what this beginning of the Florida Everglades look like. Lake Okeechobee is a beautiful lake. No algae blooms, no fish kills, just wildlife everywhere. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. So enjoy this little ride, and hopefully we'll catch a few fish. I did bring some fishing rods, and hopefully find a couple good little fishing spots. This spot right here looks pretty good. It's back here behind us, it's solid pads. And the bass on Lake Okeechobee don't necessarily like just massive pad fields. But behind this, it's all this open water right here, and it's got good depth. It's 3.5 feet deep water. It's got broken off cattails, little bushes, open water, and that's what you want to find, these little open water ponds. Just this big, a spot this big right here, you can massively hurt a 25-pound bag. Now, I'm gonna make a few casts around here, see if I can get a few fish to follow it, bite, whatever, and then move on. You know, we're gonna fish a lot of these today. I probably won't catch them in most of them. I'm looking for those couple special little spots. All right, so this little lake right here looks pretty good. What's different about this little lake here is it doesn't have a whole lot of dead cattails and nasty big mud tussocks. I mean, there's good hyacinths and little gnats around this edge right here. We're real far off the lake. One key thing about this little spot here, and I have no idea if it's any good, is that it's not gonna get muddy. And that's on this lake, you have to really try to find places on the lake that are not affected by the wind and muddy water as much. So a place like this that's this far back, it could blow 25 miles an hour. It's not gonna get muddy back in here, and that's good. And so it stays consistent water clarity. And it's got good mats, good vegetation, everything's good and green. It looks good. This was a spot I'm gonna try to come back in the bass boat and flip some of this. Yeah, today's really not about how many bass I can catch. It's really just trying to get an idea of what this back marsh looks like. I found 4 or 5 places that look really good, and then a whole bunch of other things that aren't good. And that's important, because I don't want to waste my time in my bass boat crashing through all these cattails trying to find places that might be good. Just waste a lot of time. So it's good to eliminate a lot of water. Every year I take the airboat out like this and ride around for like a week and just get a feel for what the lake looks like back in the marsh, you know, and seeing how things are setting up for the year. There's a couple places that had some really good hyacinth mats in it, and dollar pad mats as well. But I hadn't found the magic spot yet. All right, this little spot here looks pretty good from above. Got some nice cattails look at how the bubbles, see all these bubbles on the surface? There's actual gas that's being released from the bottom. And up here behind us, it's all popping up. That's not good. So even though it looks good from above, it's not good down below. This is a real muddy spot. And there's places like that on the lake. There always has been. And it's where you got a lot of the decayed plant material. But in places like this, the bass don't seem to like it that much because there's not hard bottom. So even though it looks great, you see mats and grass and everything's perfect, because the bottom's good and soft, it's kind of gassy, it's not good. If I ever stop to fish in this lake and see these big bubbles coming up and mud tussocks coming up, I'll move on. Alright, so like I said, this little spot here looks great from above, but because of the bottom, it's not going to be that good. So even though there's so many great places on Lake Okeechobee, you look around, everything looks fishy, right? But the places that have soft bottom, and look, it's not any reason the bottom's soft other than it's just decayed plant material. It happens since the lake has been here, you know, basically. It's just areas where the wind has pushed in some decayed plant material. And there's places that have soft bottom, and that's the places the fish are not going to spawn. So as I'm idling around in my airboat or in my bass boat, and I start to see those bubbles come up, those tussocks come up, those are places I try to avoid. Because again, here's the deal, guys. When you come to Lake Okeechobee, you look around, and there's so many great looking places to fish. I mean, you look around, you go, oh my gosh, this is awesome. Everywhere looks like you're going to catch a 10-pounder. So you have to dissect it. You got to break the lake down into places that aren't going to be good. Now, here's what's crazy. This area right here, next year, will be hard bottom or be totally different looking. It's never the same each year. So every year you got to go out here and learn the lake and kind of see what's good and what's not. Let's keep moving. Last cast. What did we learn today? We learned a couple neat little places to fish. We didn't catch any bass. So if you watched this video in the hopes that I was going to catch a big bass, guess what? I was hoping I caught one too, but I didn't. But you got to see what Lake Okeechobee looks like. Got to hang out a little bit with me. I appreciate y'all watching. Beautiful lake, isn't it? I mean, all the grass back in here, all the wildlife. And now what I'll do is I will go out in a few days and take my bass boat into some of these areas that look good, and we'll practice hardcore, trolling motor and the whole 9 yards, flipping some of this stuff. We'll definitely catch fish then, I promise. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing, and again, appreciate all the support. You guys have been awesome. Got to give you a little sign out. We'll see ya. Bam! I'll tell you what, wasn't that cool? I'll tell you, that lake is so big. It's so pretty out there. All the wildlife, all the backwater marshes. And again, you know, we didn't find any really good fishing spots. As a matter of fact, I didn't even catch a fish, but that's not what it was about. It was really just trying to get an idea of what the lake kind of looked like, what the back marshes look like. So it's real beneficial to me to do that. I've done that every year for the last, I don't know, 7 or 8 years since I've had that airboat, and I spend a couple days, you know, I need to spend a couple more days on the lake in the airboat before this tournament starts and just try to get a good idea of what I'm dealing with in the back marsh. But I'll tell you what, that place is so pretty. It just really is. I mean, it's one of the most, I think, the prettiest lakes I've ever been to in my life. And I travel a lot of lakes. So here's what I want you to do, guys. First of all, appreciate you watching the video. Again, there wasn't any fish caught, but I wanted to kind of give you a peek in how I get ready for a fishing tournament here on Lake Okeechobee. I don't do it all the time, but I do it this time of the year just to kind of get a good idea, because here's why. The water levels in Lake Okeechobee are constantly changing depending on if we've had hurricanes or if we're in a drought. And sometimes the back marshes open up and sometimes they don't. So hopefully I'll do really good in this tournament. I've got a lot of hard work ahead of me in my bass boat to get out there and try to find some good fish, go back and visit some of these little places. But drop me a comment down below. Let me know if you want to see some more airboat videos. We've got some other good ideas. As a matter of fact, if you didn't see the one with D Almighty and I down in the Florida Everglades, we're going to drop a link in the description down below for this one as well, because that was a really cool episode. But we've got more airboat stuff coming your way if you want it. So guys, thanks for watching. Time to start practicing. Boom!